come out as a Christian, a special sort of Christian.
I must say I was slightly horrified to hear that Ramadan is being promoted instead. I do think that we are culturally a Christian country. I call myself a cultural Christian. I'm not a believer, but there's a distinction between being a believing Christian and being a cultural Christian. And so, you know, I love hymns and Christmas carols, and I sort of feel at home in the Christian ethos. I feel that we are a Christian country in that sense. It's true that statistically the number of people who actually believe in Christianity is going down, and I'm happy with that. But I would not be happy if, for example, we lost all our cathedrals and our beautiful parish churches. So I count myself a cultural Christian. I think it would matter if we, certainly if we substituted any alternative religion. That would be truly dreadful.
For the last 40 years, you've been zealous to destroy the faith of Christians. Like a religious zealot, you've done it through every means possible, and now you have to tragically reap what you've sowed.
Point, which is that, as we know, church attendance is plummeting, but the erection of mosques across Europe, I think 6,000 are under construction, and there are many more, are being planned. So do you regard that as a problem? Do you think that matters?
Listen to him stammer as he tries to answer, because he knows what's going to happen. History attests to it. He's going to get Islam in place of Christianity.
Yes, I do, really. I mean, I just choose my words carefully. I just choose my words carefully. If I had to choose between Christianity and Islam, I choose Christianity every single time. It seems to me to be a fundamentally decent religion, in a way that I think Islam is not.
He clearly knows the difference between the two. Christianity says to love your neighbor as yourself, to love even your enemies and to do good to them and show them kindness. Islam doesn't say to love your enemies. It says to kill those who don't embrace Islam.
When Muslims go and conquer the adjacent country, what do? We kill them all? No. The Prophet says, the first thing you do is call them to Islam. If they refuse, then tell them Allah obliged upon you to pay taxation. And if we fight you, then we capture you, you become our slaves, and we take your land, and you take because you refuse. I give you two good options.
You rejected the light, and now you have to live with the darkness. He's afraid to expose their agenda, so he wimps out by speaking of their treatment of women. He wants to say it, but he lacks the courage to say it.
The way women are treated, Christianity is not great about that. It's had its problems with female vicars and female bishops and things. But there's an active hostility to women, which is promoted, I think, by the holy books of Islam. I'm not talking about individual Muslims, who, of course, are quite different. But the doctrines of Islam, the Hadith and the Quran, is fundamentally hostile to women, hostile to gays, and I find that I like to live in a culturally Christian country, although I do not believe a single word of the Christian faith.
In answering a question, Tom Holland said, not really, because secularism and Dawkins' own brand of evangelical atheism are both expressions of a specifically Christian culture, as Dawkins himself, sitting on the branch he's been soaring through and gazing nervously at the ground far below, seems to have begun to realize.